Hello everyone, and welcome to another beer review. Now we're doing another beer by MUSA. I think we did a golden ale, but this one's a little bit different because, surprisingly enough, this is an oat stout. 5.5% oat stout called Twist and Stout. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to say it, and I'm going to be kind. But yeah, Twist and Stout, yeah. Oh yeah. The wordsmith extraordinaire, yes. And this is using Bramlin Cross and Fuggle hops. As you can see, this is superb, so it is. Absolutely superb. I mean, really, you've got to come and try this. Get yourself over to Portugal to a nice city break and try some of the beers here. I mean, you would be very, very surprised. I am, and I'm surprised in a very good way. Very good way. But yeah, so this is a 5.5%. IB used 30. 330ml bottle. I'm sure this is £2.79 beer. I'm sure it was. But I'll try and confirm all these. Let's crack it open and see how this pours. Ooh. There you go. As we say in Scotland, as black as the Dibber's arsehole. There you go. But yes, it's for people in the broadcast. It's a nice dark beer. Nice kind of dark black colour. With a nice tanned head, maybe about half a finger. Smell wise, well, get a little smell of oats, but I'm also getting kind of slightly dark chocolate kind of bitterness kind of smells. That's what I'm getting, kind of dark chocolate bitterness. Yeah, and little oaty tones as well. So, let's see what it tastes like. There you go. Now, I actually thought when I actually bought the darker beers, because I did another stout, and it was a porter. I've done a porter, and I've done this stout, and I've got an imperial stout coming that was nice. It was recommended by a nice Portuguese fellow. His name was Michael, but I'll cover more of that when I'm actually doing the beer. But he recommended a couple of beers to try, and I managed to get them, which were good. So I've got another imperial stout, but what I have noticed, initially when I was buying them in the shop, I thought, well, I'll give them a go. I'll probably struggle. Because if you're more used to doing kind of the lighter end of the spectrum, because let's be totally honest, it's a hot country. The big beer brands, none of them are really dark. Okay, you have Superbock, dark and things like this, but it's really a kind of dark lager, really. It's not really kind of the body or the richness and things like that. So when I was buying them in the shop, I thought, well, they'll probably struggle, but let's see where they are. I mean, let's give them a chance and see where they are. And that was my attitude. Going in there with an open mind, but still kind of expecting to kind of fall a bit short, things like that. How wrong was I? I'll be totally honest, I completely underestimated the breweries over here, because they've understood, what I've always said countless times, less is more, and let the ingredients do the work. Instead of trying to turn the ingredients into something else by adding stupid flavors and everything else and adjuncts and everything else, allow the natural flavors to do the job. If you're doing, like, say, this is an oat stout, or you're doing a stout or a porter, allow the good quality ingredients to shine through and give off the flavours they're capable of without any kind of pushing or probing or trying to force them into this, that and the other with other additional flavours. And it really is, they're getting the reward because this is a really nice beer. For an oat stout, and again this is a sad thing, is for an oat stout the flavours are actually on point. They haven't pissed about or fucked about with it. They've used good hops. Just by the taste of it, you know they're using a good malt and or malts. And yeah, it's refreshing to actually see that there is breweries really willing to take a step back and say, well, this is a good standard recipe, and if we're using good ingredients and everything else, we will get a damn good result at the end, as long as we're, you know, following a good process and be diligent and everything else. And it appears it's exactly what they've been doing. And yeah, this is lovely. Now, I'll be totally honest, some of the piss stouts and porters I've suffered with over the last 2, even 3 years. Some of them have been absolutely horrific. And then, you know, you say that they're crap, and then you get people coming back saying, oh, I like this, and what are you talking about? And, you know, if you're doing a stout and you're adding any additional adjuncts or flavours, then first question is, what the fuck are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing? Because obviously you really don't appreciate the flavours of a good stout, or you don't appreciate the flavours of a good oat stout, or you don't appreciate the flavours of a good porter. And there's your problem. If you can't appreciate the good flavours coming from traditionally brewed beers with good ingredients, then you really shouldn't be in the brewing game. You really shouldn't. Get the fuck out. Go and be a traffic warden or something like that, because trust me, you're that level of being a prick. Because this is what you want. You want basically people that actually believe that these are actually good beers. Because sometimes I think some of the breweries, they're brewing porters and stouts and all this type of stuff, and I don't think they believe that these are actually good beers and the flavour profiles are good. And that's why they're only brewing them because they feel they have to. But then they add all these additional flavours and it just turned out to be a load of piss at the end of it, just an absolute monster. A fuck up, let's be totally honest, a lot of them are just fuck ups. And then you get something like this and you're like, Christ, this is absolutely lovely. The flavours are absolutely on point. Nice level of sweetness, nice bit of bitterness at the end. Nice little bit of oatiness in the mid-tongue. Get that slightly chalkiness, you know, because of the oats, but ever so slight kind of slightly chalkiness, you know, almost kind of like the porridge-esque chalkiness that you get, that kind of slightly calcium. And yeah, just lovely. It really is. So there you go. If you want a nice porter or a nice oat stout, I never thought I'd say this, come to Portugal. Don't go to M&S, don't go to Aldi, don't go to Lidl, stay away from Tesco, Sainsbury's and Morrison's, because none of them seem to be selling. You mean apart from you've got some filler products, some other bits and bobs, most of the time it's just piss. Stay away from your was it Saracen? Stay away from Brewdog, stay away from all this nonsense. And even though it's got a bit of a kind of fancy name, Twist and Stout, I can forgive it because what's in the bottle is really, really nice. I mean, I suppose it's trying to stand out, but there's competition. I can understand why it needs to maybe stand out, because there's actually competition, because so far I haven't had a bad one. And I mean, everyone's been above average. And easily above average. And then some of them have been, you know, really up there. So let's break down these flavours. Start off. You're getting nice kind of light molasses tones, light kind of black treacle tones. Nice little bit of sweetness there, and a bit of grain. So there's. Move on to the mid-turn and start getting a little bit of the oats coming through, and a little bit of chalkiness. Some nice oaty flavours there. You've still got the nice kind of black treacle molasses edge. The level of sweetness is just spot on. Really spot on. It's not too sweet, and it's not, lacking in sweetness. It's just right spot on, and it's working really well. Then it's carrying that beer from front to back. That sweetness is just at the right level, and it's just setting everything up to work straight off it. And yeah, you're getting really nice, slightly chalky edge to it, nice oaty flavours, and that kind of nice kind of molasses and kind of black treacle flavours, and it is just really enjoyable. And you just get little accents, just little accents, a little bit of bitterness, and it just kind of has a little kind of slightly chocolate edge to them. So you get nice little accents of bitterness, which as it starts to come over to the end of the mid-tongue, moving on to the back of the mouth, that bitterness is just ever so slightly ramping up, but it's not overshadowing all the other flavours. It's there, and it's giving you a nice edge to it, but it's not overshadowing. You're not losing the kind of oat flavours, you're not losing the kind of molasses flavours. And it moves on to the back of the mouth, and things just kind of dissipate, nice and clean, but they just go down little steps, so that sort of kind of, it's just like, it just steps down just nicely, all together, and it's just a very pleasant finish. And just once you've kind of finished, you're still getting the last thing that just ever slightly lingers, just a little bit of bitterness, the little kind of accents of bitterness, that little kind of sort of dark chocolate edge to it. And yeah, it's absolutely lovely. I mean, seriously, it's very drinkable as well. It's rich enough, but not overly rich. The point is that even in this weather, I could sink a few of them. I really could. And this is the problem. I'm supposed to be doing reviews, and really all I want to do is basically keep buying more of it and just have a really good session. But I can't, because I've got to go and do the holiday things and all this type of stuff. I'd like to say, fuck it. You go and sightsee. I'll just spend an evening getting pissed, But yeah, absolutely lovely. So, what would I give this out of 10? There's a question. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. This is getting difficult. No, seriously, this is getting difficult, because that's a lovely beer. I'll be totally honest, it's a lovely beer. I've won a watch. I'll be totally honest, I've absolutely won a watch. I actually thought, I'll be honest, when I was coming over, I thought I'll do beer reviews, but I'll probably maybe struggle, because obviously I've done all the kind of the lagers before when I was over here last time, and I thought I'd probably struggle to find something that's interesting without having to go down the IPA route all the time, which I was quite willing to try some IPAs and things like that. But let's be totally honest, if it's anything like you go to supermarkets in the UK and you've got all these gaudy cans, you're thinking, like, Jesus Christ, I've got a choice of 30 odd bloody IPAs, and they're all much of a muchness, and you're thinking. And I thought that it might go down that kind of route, and I'm thinking, well, I'll maybe do 3 or 4 reviews and that's it. So far I'm doing 10 reviews, and I might try and squeeze in a couple more, so I might get up to 12 or 13 and things like that, but an easy 10 I will be doing anyway. And there's a good array of stouts, porters, golden ales, blonde ales, red ales, that type of stuff, and haven't touched a lager. And also I did a Vienna lager as well. Right, seriously. I didn't think I would be kind of having this variety, and definitely not this quality. But yeah, this is, I mean, seriously, this is lovely. The only problem is, the only downside is it's a 330 ml bottle. You need to stop that. Start committing towards a 500 ml. Come on. But anyway, I would probably give this, I'm going to give it an 8, an easy 8 out of 10. It's 5.5%. It's really nice, really lovely oat stout. 330 ml bottle, 30 IBUs, and yeah, I would definitely recommend it. So, thanks for watching. Cheers, and bye for now.